Hi, I'm Jennifer McNeil, owner of Jennifer McNeil Photography. I'm a maternity newborn photographer, and I'm going to show you some basic Photoshop skills today that are helpful not only for photographers like myself, but anyone who wants to use Photoshop. So I'll go through all the basic tools, and then after that, I'll open and edit a couple of photos to show you some of the capabilities of the program. And this is Photoshop. When you open the program, this is what you're going to see. Right now, because I use it a lot, you'll see recent files down here at the bottom. Obviously, that would be blank the first time you're opening the program. So when you want to open a file, you can click open over here, or you can create a new file. We're going to be editing images, so I'll open there. But before I get to that, I'll show you the tools here. The first set of tools is this bar here. This is what I use the most. This has a little bit of everything, and I'll go through each one. And then this tiny one here is for text. So this is characters and paragraph, and I'll go over those. Other things that open, and I have them off screen. I have two screens. So other things that open are these, which I don't use a ton, but if you wanted to get creative, you can play around with this stuff. And then you have your layers to see what you're working on, and your history to see what you've done. And I like having these off screen because it gives me more space, but for purposes of a demonstration, I want you to see what I'm doing. So get a picture of a baby while I talk. Right, so these tools, what I use the most. What's cool about this program is actually if you hover over like this, it'll tell you what this is for. So it says it moves the selection or layer, and actually it moves whatever you're clicked onto, whatever layer you're on. This is a selection tool, obviously to select things, but this sort of thing, I don't know why it's not coming up to show you what it does. So if you wanted to edit just a portion, or if you wanted to select a portion of a photo to copy it, this is kind of the same, except it's more freeform. So this one's a nice perfect rectangle or elliptical. And this one allows you to draw. Then we have this tool here. And this is a really smart tool that selects objects for you that are in the window. So it does what the lasso tool does, but a better job automatically. And then we have the crop tool underneath that. Allow my computer to catch up. Here we go. So the crop tool here, it'll pull these little symbols on the side up and allow you to crop the photo in a variety of ways, and I'll go through that. This one is a frame tool. I don't typically use that, but we might use that in the future. This is the eyedropper, which is like a color selection. You can get a color like you see here, sample a color from the photo. So if I wanted to, for example, match the color of this background to do something with it, to paint something on or to write some text, and I'll do that actually in a little bit. And that's a really handy tool. The patch tool is to remove any background distractions or move, like they're doing here. So, and the brush tool is a paint brush. There's pencil and color replacement. We're probably not going to use any of that today. The clone stamp is just as it says, it's cloning what you see so that you can duplicate something on your file. History, eraser, obviously. And then we have a gradient tool, but usually this pops up as a paint bucket first. So you'll see within each of these things, there's a drop down and tells you what it is. But the main ones that pop up on the front are what open when the program opens. A blur tool, dodge and burn, just mostly for photography, editing. And then you have your text here, and then that gets us to this. So this text down here is how we type text. So you can see it. Okay, so it allows us to type text. And then these buttons control what that text looks like. So you have your font, which is also on the top, by the way. Got your font here. This, you'll notice it's all stacked on top of each other. So I always do auto, so it spreads it out so you can see everything. Each line is in its own space. You can do things like extend how far apart the characters are. And then for paragraph, that's just like you would edit a Word file, paragraph, whether you want it aligned left or right, centered, justified, and everything like that. That was a really quick overview of some of the tools in Photoshop. This program is limitless. Obviously, you could do a million other things with it, and I could go deeper into any of them, but I hope that helps with a general overview on getting started with Photoshop.